My son whispered to my daughter, "Soon this house and everything in it will be ours." And my daughter, my own daughter, she just smirked. I was in the kitchen making coffee, old house, thin walls. I heard every single word, every betrayal, every plan they had for my life. They didn't know I was standing right there. They didn't know I heard everything. And they had absolutely no idea that the next day I would change the game forever. Hi, everyone. I'm Clara, and you're listening to Grandma Diaries. Please comment below and let me know which city you're listening from. I love seeing how far my stories travel. My name is Clara. I live in suburban Pennsylvania, one of those quiet neighborhoods where houses have front porches and people wave at each other. My husband Robert passed away 5 years ago. Heart attack. One morning he was watering the garden and just gone. He went to be with God. He left me this house, a life insurance policy, some savings from 40 years of hard work. I wasn't rich, but I had enough. Enough that I'd never have to beg anyone for anything, not even my own children. My son Michael was 42, real estate agent, charming smile, expensive taste. 2 marriages, 2 divorces. Every time his bank account got empty, he'd show up at my door. I'd help. I'm his mom. My daughter Jennifer was 39, worked in marketing, dressed like she made twice what she actually did. Truth was, she was drowning in credit card debt. She'd come to me too. I'd help. I'm her mom. You might think normal kids, right? They were, until something started shifting. At first, I thought, maybe I'm being paranoid. After losing your husband, you get weird. Loneliness makes you suspicious. But what was happening? This was beyond suspicion. Michael would come over and just walk through the house. Kitchen, bedroom, basement. One day he said, "Mom, property values in this area have gone way up. Your house could sell for $500,000 now." I said, "Honey, I'm not selling." He smiled, but something in that smile felt off. I didn't get it then. Jennifer started going through my jewelry. I had some old pieces, Robert's mother's, my mother's. She'd touch them, turn them over. "Mom, is this real? Who gave you this? How much is it worth?" One day, they both came. Michael asked, "Mom, do you have a will?" I was startled. "A will? Why?" Jennifer jumped in. "Mom, we're just asking, like responsible kids, so there's no problem in the future." Future problems? My future was supposed to be peaceful. I said, "Your dad and I made a will 20 years ago. Everything goes to both of you equally." Michael said, "Maybe we should update it. New laws, tax benefits." Tax benefits? Michael never cared about taxes. His 2 divorces emptied his pockets. Now he cares about tax benefits? Then came the questions. "Mom, do you ever forget things? Is your memory okay?" I said, "I'm fine." Jennifer said, "Just asking. Happens with age." Happens with age? Sure. They didn't know I was keeping track. In my mind, in my diary, in my heart. Then came that day. October. Tuesday. Ordinary evening. Cool breeze outside. I meet pot roast, Robert's favorite, the recipe I still make from memory, like my hands remember what my heart still misses. Michael and Jennifer came. We ate together, talked about life, complained about money, normal family dinner. Dinner ended. I went to the kitchen to make coffee. I was measuring coffee grounds, pouring water. Then I heard it. From the living room, through the walls. Robert built this house 30 years ago. The walls weren't thick. Sound travels. Jennifer's voice, "How much longer do you think?" Michael, "She's 73, healthy as a horse. Could be years, but doesn't matter. We need to start positioning ourselves now." Jennifer, "What do you mean?" Michael, We need to become indispensable, make her dependent on us. Then, when it's time for assisted living or whatever, we'll have power of attorney, access to everything. My hand froze. Coffee grounds spilled everywhere. I didn't even notice. Jennifer laughed, a sound I'd never heard from her. Cold, calculated. You really think she'll just hand everything over? Michael, Jen, this house alone is worth $500,000, plus investments, insurance, dad's pension. We're talking $700,000 minimum. You want to walk away from that? Then a pause. Then Jennifer's voice, quieter, colder. Soon this house and everything in it will be ours. And that laugh, both of them laughing together. I stood there. The coffee maker beeped. I made coffee, put cups on a tray, smiled, walked back to them. Coffee's ready. We talked another hour. Nothing. Everything. I played the role, the sweet, slightly confused old mom. Inside, my mind was already building a plan. That night, after they left, I sat in Robert's study, his old chair, his old desk. The room still smelled faintly of his pipe tobacco, and I made a decision. They see me as an asset? Fine. I'll remove that asset from their reach entirely. But this wasn't going to be easy. There would be challenges, betrayals, and a court case that would change everything. That night, I didn't close my eyes. Every time I did, I heard Jennifer's laugh, Michael's voice, diminished capacity, malleable, will build a case. These were the children I rocked to sleep, the ones I walked to school, the ones whose weddings I danced at until my shoes broke, the ones whose babies I held in my arms. And now they saw me like this, an obstacle, an asset to be liquidated. At 3 a.m., I opened Robert's filing cabinet, pulled out old papers, the house deed still in both our names, the will made 20 years ago when the kids were young and struggling, bank statements, investment portfolios, the life insurance check I never touched because spending that money meant accepting he was really gone. Michael was right about one thing. Total assets over $700,000. My hands shook. This was my security, my independence, my life. And they wanted to take it, the ones I gave my blood to. First thought, call them, confront them. But what would that do? They'd deny everything, gaslight me, call me crazy. Michael spent his whole life manipulating. 2 divorces, he left both wives broke. Jennifer could rewrite history better than anyone. No, confrontation would just warn them. They'd get more careful, I'd get more trapped. I decided I'd play bigger than them. 8 a.m. I opened my laptop, Googled estate planning attorney, elder law, asset protection. Michael and Jennifer had no idea I could even use a laptop. To them, I was just an old mom who makes coffee and watches TV. They didn't know Robert taught me computers. Found 3 lawyers, all in neighboring counties, far enough that Michael and Jennifer's friends wouldn't recognize me, far enough that no one would call them. First call, Patricia Hendricks' office. Her website said, elder law specialist, asset protection, trusts. Receptionist answered. I need to change my estate plan, I said, and I need discretion, family matters. The receptionist's voice softened. Ma'am, we handle sensitive situations. Mrs. Hendricks has an opening Thursday at 2 p.m. Perfect. And is there a back entrance? I'd rather not sit in the waiting room. A slight pause. There is. I'll make a note from Mrs. Hendricks. She'll meet you privately. I hung up. Thought, this is happening. I'm conspiring against my children, removing them from my will. Should I feel guilty? Doesn't a mother feel guilt? But I thought, why didn't they feel guilt when they called me an asset? Why didn't they feel guilt when they planned my death? So why should I? Something hardened in my chest. Cold, solid. Decision made. Thursday, 2 p.m. I entered through the back. Office smelled like leather and lemon polish. Professional, serious. Patricia herself, mid-50s, sharp eyes, firm handshake. "Sit down, Mrs. Morrison. Tell me what's going on." I said it straight. My children are planning to take advantage of me, declare me incompetent, get power of attorney, and take everything. I expected skepticism. Instead, she nodded and pulled out a legal pad. "Unfortunately, I see this often. Tell me everything." I told her, every detail, pausing only to stop myself from crying. When I finished, Patricia said, "What you've described is morally reprehensible. Legally, it's hard to prove, but we don't need to prove anything. We just need to move your assets out of their reach entirely." How? Several ways: irrevocable trust, property transfer, change beneficiaries, create safeguards against power of attorney challenges. The key is doing it while you're legally competent, and you clearly are. Over the next hour, we built a strategy: transfer house into a qualified personal residence trust, move liquid assets into an irrevocable trust with independent trustee, create new will with specific disinheritance language, healthcare directive explicitly excluding Michael and Jennifer. Patricia warned, "This is aggressive. Once done, it can't be undone. Are you sure?" I thought of Jennifer's laugh, Michael's diminished capacity, said, "Absolutely certain." "Then let's begin. Bring all documents, account numbers, deeds, titles. We'll move fast but careful." Next meeting scheduled. I left through the back, scared but excited. This was real. That weekend, Jennifer showed up unannounced. It was becoming common. I was in the garden when she appeared at the gate. "Mom, I called. Didn't you hear your phone?" "Oh, must have left it inside. What's wrong?" "Nothing, just wanted to see you." She came closer, studying my face. "You seem distracted lately. You okay?" There it was, laying groundwork. I'm forgetful, distracted, building their case. "I'm fine, honey, just thinking about your dad. You know how it is." Her eyes had that practiced sympathy. "Of course. Actually, that's why I came. Michael and I've been talking. We think you shouldn't be alone so much. Maybe hire someone to help around the house, keep you company." Someone to keep me company, someone to monitor me, report back. "That's sweet, but I'm fine." "But Mom, you're not getting any older. What if you fell? What if something happened?" I let her think I'd consider it, knew I never would. After she left, I noticed she'd opened kitchen drawers, looked through papers on my desk, searching. That evening, I went to an electronics store, bought a small recording device, looked like a pen. The clerk showed me how to use it, download files. "For lectures?" he asked cheerfully. "Something like that." Next time Michael came, the pen was in my cardigan pocket, recording on. 3 days later, Michael came. Tea in the living room. I played my role, confused, forgetful, asked him to repeat things, said I couldn't find my glasses. He took the bait perfectly. "Mom, this is exactly what I've been worried about, these memory issues. Have you talked to your doctor?" "Just tired, honey." "Could be more. Early dementia, maybe. We should get you tested." He paused. "And Mom, maybe it's time to talk about practical things, power of attorney, just in case. Michael and Jennifer could handle things for you, take the burden off." There it was, recorded, documented, proof. I said softly, "I'll think about it." After he left, I listened 3 times. His voice, so caring on the surface, so calculating underneath. Saved the file, time-stamped, backed up to cloud, emailed Patricia. Her response came within an hour. "This changes everything. Come tomorrow. We're moving forward immediately. Within a week, we transferred the house, moved assets into trusts, created a new will explicitly stating, I am intentionally making no provision for my children due to their unconscionable conduct toward me. Everything was legal, notarized, filed, beyond their reach. But somehow, they found out. Next morning, Michael was at my door, and the rage on his face was something I'd never seen. "What did you do?" he screamed. "And what happened next will shake you." 3 weeks later, Tuesday morning, alone at home, making coffee, then loud knocking. Opened the door. Michael stood there, eyes on fire. Jennifer behind him, face swollen like she'd cried all night. Michael pushed past me. "What did you do?" I stepped back. "What do you mean?" "Don't play dumb. The house. It's not in your name anymore. Bank accounts. Empty. Investment accounts. Transferred. Where's the money, Mom?" Jennifer's voice shook. "Mom, we just found out. County Recorder's Office. You transferred everything?" Quietly, I said, "I restructured my estate. It's my money, Michael." "Your money? After everything we've done for you?" Michael screamed. "We took care of you, visited you, worried about you." "You worried about me, or my money." Silence. Michael's eyes narrowed. "What are you talking about?" I pulled out my phone, opened the recording app, played it. Michael's voice. "Make her dependent, diminished capacity, $700,000 minimum." Jennifer's face went white. Michael stared at the phone like it was a weapon. "You recorded us?" he whispered. "You conspired against me. Was I supposed to stay quiet?" Michael's face shifted, cold, calculated. "You're going to undo this. Everything. Transfer it back. Or what? We'll fight. Court. Doctors testifying you're not competent. Some lawyer took advantage. We'll contest everything. Your last years spent in court. That what you want?" My hands trembled, but I didn't back down. "I have medical records, my attorney's testimony. You'll lose." Jennifer started crying. Real or fake? "Mom, we're your family. Why are you destroying us?" I looked her in the eyes. "You stopped being my family when you started seeing me as an inheritance." Michael stepped closer, voice dangerous. "You'll regret this. We'll make your life very lonely. No grandchildren, no family holidays. You'll die alone in this house." That day, I lost Robert. That day, I lost my children. But I didn't lose myself. "Get out," I said. "Get out of my house." They left, slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall and shattered. I collapsed into Robert's chair and cried for an hour. Next day, called Patricia. "They know, threatening me." "Document everything. If they threaten again, we'll get a restraining order. Meanwhile, take care. Do you have friends, support?" "I'll manage." But she was right. I needed support. Couldn't be alone. Then the emails came. Michael's daughter, Emma, 17 years old. "Grandma, Dad says you're sick, won't let us help. Miss you, please call." Then Jennifer's son, Christopher, 15. "Grandma, Mom's crying. Did we do something wrong?" Using grandchildren, begging through them. I didn't reply. Then flowers, 24 roses. Card, "Mom, we love you. Sorry for misunderstanding. M and J." Misunderstanding. Like I misheard, misinterpreted. Flowers went in the trash. Then a photo. Old family picture. Robert alive, kids young, everyone happy. On back, "Remember when we were a family?" I sat at my kitchen table holding that photo, felt the weight of everything I'd lost. Not the children I had now, those greedy strangers, but the children I thought I had, the illusion of family. How many times can a heart break over the same loss? Doorbell rang. Thought it was them again, but it was Helen, neighbor 3 houses down. Clara, I've noticed activity at your house, yelling, your son leaving angry. You okay? I invited her in. Over tea, told her everything. Helen listened, then said, my sister went through this. Her daughter tried to have her declared incompetent. You're not alone. She gave me a number. Support group. Seniors dealing with family financial abuse. That group saved my life. 8 of us at the community center, ages 65 to 83. Every single one had been through something similar, some with kids trying to take money, some pressured to sign over property, some facing power of attorney fights. Dorothy, 79, snow-white hair, ran the group. We're not here to trash our families. We're here to see reality and support each other. What's shared here stays here. We don't judge. When my turn came, I told everything. When I finished, heads nodded. Dorothy said firmly, you did the right thing. Protecting yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Arthur, 70, fighting his son for power of attorney, added, they count on our guilt, on us prioritizing their feelings over our safety. Don't let them win that way. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel alone. Helen started coming by regularly. I'm retired, she'd shrug. Got time. Plus, your son's car is loud. I'll hear him coming. That group made me strong. January 15th, courtroom. Judge Margaret Watson, known strict, Michael's expensive lawyer, Jennifer's tears, and me with Patricia. Michael's lawyer went first, painted a picture, confused old lady, manipulative lawyer, erratic decisions. Patricia responded, my client is perfectly competent. She has every right to protect her assets. Then Michael testified, Mom forgets, repeats things, seems disoriented. Judge, dryly, I ask people to repeat things regularly. Continue. Jennifer testified, cried, talked about being rejected. Then Patricia called our witnesses. First, Dr. Chen, court-appointed psychiatrist. He presented his report. Mrs. Morrison demonstrates excellent cognitive function, no signs of dementia, fully capable of financial decisions. Then Patricia said, Your Honor, we have one more piece of evidence. She played the recording. Courtroom silence. Michael's voice. Diminished capacity, $700,000 minimum, will build a case. Jennifer's laugh, evidence. Judge Watson's face said everything. Michael's lawyer looked stunned. Jennifer's mouth hung open. Michael stared at the floor. Judge, counselor, do your clients wish to withdraw their petition? The lawyer whispered with them frantically. Michael shook his head. No, Your Honor, we maintain. Judge picked up her gavel. I'll rule from the bench. Then she spoke. Petition denied. Mrs. Morrison is clearly and obviously competent. Furthermore, I'm formally noting this petition appears retaliatory and potentially frivolous. Mr. Morrison, Ms. Morrison, I strongly suggest you discontinue any attempts to control your mother's assets. She has every right to distribute her property as she sees fit. Court adjourned. Gavel banged. Michael and Jennifer frozen, their lawyer scrambling away. I walked out. Behind me, Jennifer's voice. Michael, what do we do now? I didn't look back. I had won. The court validated everything. My competence, my decisions, my right to protect myself. But I didn't feel victorious. I felt exhausted and infinitely sad. I defeated my own children in court. What kind of victory is that? But the story wasn't over. What happened next, public exposure, destroyed reputations, and my final move that would change everything. Winning wasn't enough. Fate had more in store. Next week, local newspaper headline. Siblings attempt guardianship fraud against competent mother. A reporter had been in the courtroom. The article had excerpts from the recording, Dr. Chen's testimony, Judge Waston's remarks. Patricia's quote, "This is a troubling trend of adult children exploiting aging parents." I didn't seek publicity, but when a local TV station asked for an interview, I agreed. Let people know. Let other seniors see the warning signs. On air, I said, reconciliation requires remorse. They're not sorry for what they did. They're sorry they got caught. That night, my phone wouldn't stop. Messages from other seniors, calls from advocacy groups. Thank you for speaking out. Then Michael called. I answered. Mom, my license. Real estate board investigated. Former clients filed complaints. They revoked my license permanently. I said nothing. Please, Mom, I'll do anything. Just give me another chance. Michael, you destroyed this yourself. What can I do? He hung up. Then Jennifer called, crying. Mom, my company asked me to resign. Clients don't trust me. Everything's gone. I said, Honey, actions have consequences. She hung up. Weeks passed. Helen told me Michael was selling his house. Jennifer, too. Both had put their homes on the market. Helen said, both are falling apart. Lawsuits against Michael. Jennifer freelancing, barely getting by. Both desperate. Should I feel guilty? Any mother would, right? But I didn't, because I knew they reaped what they sowed. Then Michael came again, this time with Emma, his daughter. Grandma, please, Emma was crying. Dad has nothing left. We're losing the house. How will I go to college? Please help us. I looked at Emma, innocent, used as her father's weapon. Emma, sweetheart, I've set aside a fund for your college. When you get into university, the money goes directly to them. But your father, I can't give him money. It won't help him. It'll just enable him. Michael's eyes blazed. You bitter old woman, you'll die alone. I smiled. I'll die alone with dignity. You'll live with yourself in the mirror. He left, never came back. Then I did what made my victory permanent, absolute, unshakable. With Patricia's help, I created a charitable foundation, the Robert Morrison Foundation for Elder Rights. Its mission? Provide legal assistance to seniors facing financial exploitation by family members. Almost everything I owned went into this foundation: the house, investments, insurance. Michael and Jennifer got nothing, except one clause: education funds for Emma and Christopher, paid directly to universities, never through their parents. When Michael and Jennifer found out, both called screaming. Jennifer shrieked, You're crazy! Giving everything to charity? We're your children! I said, You were my children. When you tried to rob me, you became strangers. Michael said, We were going to apologize after we lost in court. I said, Apologizing when you have no options left, that's not remorse. That's calculation. I hung up. Today, I sit in my house, the same house where Robert and I spent 40 years, the same kitchen where I made meals for my children, the same garden where Robert grew flowers. But now, this house isn't just mine. It belongs to the foundation, too. Every year, seniors meet here, get help, find support. Michael sells used cars at a dealership now. Emma's in college. I send her fund directly. Christopher's still in school. He's stopped talking to his mother. Jennifer remarried, some rich guy, but she's miserable. Some people never change. Me? I'm happy. Went to Ireland with Helen, picnics with the support group, coffee with Dorothy. Arthur and Linda got married. I danced at their wedding. For the first time in my life, I'm living only for myself, not for anyone's expectations, not for anyone's greed, just my own happiness. And truth, this freedom, this peace, there's no greater victory. Today, Michael and Jennifer have nothing today. No house, no respect, no money. just regret, but only because they got caught, not because they're sorry. Today, 2 years later, I stand in my kitchen, the same kitchen where I made coffee that night. But it's different now. New curtains, new paint, new plants, new colors. Robert's study is now the foundation office. Every day, seniors come. Some share stories, some get legal help, some just drink tea and talk. Patricia is still our legal advisor, pro bono. Helen comes daily, Dorothy and Arthur too. We've become each other's family. Do I ever think about Michael and Jennifer? Yes, not daily, but sometimes, especially when Emma emails. She's in college now, studying social work. She wrote, "Grandma, I understand now. What Dad did was wrong. I'm proud of you." Emma visits regularly. She knows why I rejected her father. She knows I didn't reject her. And she knows her education money comes from me, but never passes through his hands. Christopher is 16. He emails sometimes, but Jennifer's influenced him heavily. Maybe time will fix it. Maybe one day he'll understand. People often ask, "Clara, are you happy? How can you be happy after losing your children?" I tell them, I didn't lose my children. I lost my predators. There's a difference. My children were the ones who called me mom at 5 years old, the ones who played with me at the park at 10, the ones who shared their problems at 20. But 42-year-old Michael and 39-year-old Jennifer, those weren't them. Those were strangers who broke into my house to rob me. I lost strangers. My children's memories are still with me, in albums, in my heart. They'll never leave. And yes, I'm happy because today I own my choices. I'm not a slave to anyone's greed. Friends, this story isn't just mine. It's every parent's whose children put money above love. It's every family where greed poisons relationships. On this journey, I learned some lessons. Let me share. Love isn't just giving. Love is also self-respect. If your children see you as an ATM, that's not love. Parents have big hearts, but keep your eyes open too. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Make a will, create trusts, talk to lawyers. Do it while you're healthy and competent, better than regretting later. Don't be alone. Make friends, talk to neighbors, join support groups. When trouble comes, people matter. Just because they're family doesn't mean you tolerate everything. Guilt is a weapon people use against you. Recognize it. You reap what you sow. Michael and Jennifer sowed greed. They reaped destruction. I sowed self-respect and courage. I reaped freedom. Today I sit on my porch, without fear, without worry. Helen's coming soon, tea together, then Dorothy will call, then foundation meeting. I have a new family now, a family built not on blood, but on respect. Can I ever forgive Michael and Jennifer? I already have for my own peace, but forget? Never. Let them back in my life? Absolutely not. Forgiveness doesn't mean you let them hurt you again. Forgiveness means you release your own burden, and I have. Friends, if you take one thing from my story, take this. You deserve respect. You deserve dignity. You deserve happiness. And if your own family can't give you that, walk away. Being alone is better than being with the wrong people. Like me, you can build your own family. Friends, neighbors, support groups, people who value you, people who love you for you, not for what they can take. And about my grandchildren, Emma comes, she understands now. Christopher might one day. If he doesn't, his loss. I've shared my story, heart to heart. How did it touch you? Comment below and tell me which city you're listening from. I want to know how far my voice travels. If this story moved you, hit like, share with friends. Someone out there might need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe. Grandma Diaries has more, just as gripping, just as meaningful. If you're in a similar situation, stay strong. Don't feel alone. Comment, I read every one and reply. Take care of yourselves.